Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. He who warned and, the arms and bells were rung out as alarms to tell the British we were there and had our guns and to beware. He said to his friend, Abe Lincoln, listen, I am riding out alone on a super secret mission. You can't get me by telephone. But if you don't hear from me by 10, send me a text, and only when I'm at the hotel I'll hit you back. This way the rebels can't attack, and long will fly the Union Jack. Then he said good night, and with guns blazing rode off for London. He was amazing. Just as the moon rose over the bay, he said, you'll never take away these guns I'm shooting. You just try. He fired again into the sky. It seemed he meant to shoot the moon that stirring night in early June. Meanwhile, Lincoln, worried stiff for his dauntless comrade, Paul, took a cab to City Hall and asked Grand Mayor Washington to rig up his racing skiff. They went by water through a squall. Each of them, too, had a gun. Then Lincoln rang a second bell. There in the skiff upon the waves. It stopped the war and freed the slaves. And Paul was glad to see Abe's face, broad and smiling, like the nation. This was months before the assassination. Then Johnny Tremaine and Mark McGuire and lots more men that we admire joined up with the delegation. You know the rest. In the books, you've read how we used our guns to make Nazis dead, how the rebels were the braver men and still are today like they were back then, how we beat the British at their worst. That's why the Second Amendment's first. So through the night rode Paul Revere, and so through the night his bells did ring, and so through the years we've come to sing of the way he saved us from our fear. While the past is sometimes today scorned as a story we do not need to hear, he was brave for us. He was he who warned. He was our first president, Paul Revere.